Hello, I'm Jackie, and today I'm going to take you through how to set up an online course for free. Now, this is going to be using a software called Systeme.io, and I provided you with a free template that you'll be able to utilize within this video. And the template actually is your sales order form, and that's something we'll be setting up a little bit later on in the video. But before we start, I'd just like to give you a brief explanation of what we're going to be doing in this video. So firstly, we're going to be setting up your account. And next, we'll be looking at creating the basic course. Once you've created the basic course, I then take you through how to add elements such as the videos, downloads, etc. And then we are going to set up your tag. Now, a tag is really important because it helps you then segment your audience for future sort of email campaigns. Next, we're going to take that template that I've given you, and you're going to create or modify the sales order template. So the template that I've given you is a sales order form. It's already put together, and then I'll just show you how you can change things like your logo, text, etc., colors, brand colors. So that's what we do next. And then we're going to move on to setting up your price plan, which is really important because you need to have that set up. Then we're going to go on to linking your course to the sales order template or the sales order form. Otherwise, you won't make any money from it. And finally, this is the best bit, is the running the live test. And actually, interestingly, running the live test, my separate video on it is my best performing video on this channel. So it's a very important thing to do, because if you leave it out, you could end up leaving a lot of money on the table. So you need to ensure that it's going to work. Then I'll take you through that step by step, and we'll run that test live. And that's it. So I will see you in the next video. Hello, I'm Jackie, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your Systeme.io account. And this will be a free account. And if you take my link below in the description, you'll get a free sales order template to use, and that will be shared directly into your account. So when you take the link that I provided, you'll just need to put your email address into here and click here. So I'm going to do that. So if you don't want to go for this offer, which is absolutely fine, and you want to just stick with the free account, you'll just need to head over to your email account, open up the email and click the link. It will just confirm that you want to set up your account. Also, always check your spam folder. So I'll leave you to do that for a second, and I will be back with the next stage, So what you'll see next is a screen where it's asking you for your details and a password. It wants you to create a password and just check the box to say that you're not a robot, and save. And then after this, your account will be created. And it will take you straight into your new account. And you'll see here that I've given you your free template, your course package order to share, which is just to share to you. So that's all ready for you to use later. So I'm going to take you over to the next step now. So I'll see you in the next step. Okay. So once you've set up your account, you're going to see a dashboard similar to this here on the screen. And what you're going to do is, first of all, it's important to set up your settings. So I'm just going to take you through some of the areas where you need to set it up ready to sell your course in the future. So first of all, you've got your profile. This is where you'll put your display name in,
your first and last name and your country, all the, all the normal things, and then set up whichever country you're in for your phone number and whether you're an individual or company. And once you've done that, just press save and move on to the next step. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So we've got the account. So this is where you'll just need to change it to whichever time zone you're in, and date and format, date to format. So just, obviously over in the UK, we like to see it day, month, year, but you might not want to see it in that format. So you might want to see it month, day, year. And then we've got a change if you want to your time format. And once you've done that, again, press save. And then we've got the next one is just the plan. So you'll probably be on your freemium account. So for this particular account that I'm using for this setup, I'm on the freemium account. That never runs out. You can always stay on it if you want to, but there are other options, and the best option is really to go onto an annual plan where you say 30%. So if I just click that, that works out something like, if I go back to webinar 56, I think it works out to about $39 a month if you're on the annual plan. Makes a massive difference. Plus, if you sign up onto an annual plan with either startup or webinar or unlimited, or if you actually go on to a monthly plan on unlimited, you're able to get all of anything that you're currently on, any software, you can actually get that migrated by Systeme for free. So it's really worthwhile if you're looking at, say, maybe you have a website on WordPress. You could also, it's also if you have contacts with another mail provider, they'll do all of that for you for free, as long as you go on to this, to these particular plans, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And a lot of people do use that. So that's the plans. Payment gateway. So this is the important area. So depending on where you are, you're going to need to connect your account to Systeme. So for example, if you were to connect, let's try PayPal actually. So for PayPal, this is where you'd put your account username for PayPal in, the password and signature, and it's the same, very similar for Stripe. So I'm using Stripe, and I've just you just connect up with the account that you're already using, just utilizing, using that email address. So that's the important bit. You really must get this bit set up. Then we've got just a little bit, so we're going to go straight onto email. So this would be where you would set up your emails, for sending out newsletters and campaigns, etc. So, but that's something we can look at a slightly later date. And courses, this would be just where you can put your photo in for if you're going to sell the course. And then we've got payment pages. This is really this is where you'll put the information in to do with your terms and conditions. So this is, so you would set this all up depending on what you want to put regarding, the area that your business is running from. Sales funnels is literally just putting in any tracking code from, if you have a Facebook pixel where you're actually advertising on Facebook or Google as well. So that's where you put your tracking code. We're going to come straight down to custom domains. So they give you a domain to use to be able to create your sales funnels, etc. But the best thing to do is really to add a domain of your own that you've purchased. And I use Namecheap, and I will put some videos out on how to add a domain, because it's a little bit complicated, but it definitely helps if you have a video to guide you. Then we've got public API keys. This is something that's quite new to Systeme. It's where you could you can link up a bit like using Zapier or Zapier, however you say it. But you could be able to link out to a particular software, and that's something that I'm going to start looking into, so I can put some videos together on that. An Active Campaign integration, that's if you are using, and if you're going to stay using Active Campaign as your email provider. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Apart from notifications, this really gives you information where you can tick whether you want to send out an email when you've made a sale as the vendor. You've also got other options. Send me an email when there's a new comment to the course, which is quite helpful, because if someone puts a comment on the course, you really do want to see that comment and help them out with it. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go into anything else. We don't need to at this point. You can obviously change your password if you need to down here. So just make sure that everything is saved. Here, stop share. So yeah, so in the next video, I'm going to show you how to start creating your course. Hello again. So in this lecture, we're going to create the actual course. So let's get started. Let me share my screen with you. Straight up to the dashboard. So you're going to be in the dashboard. This is within products and courses. At the moment, there's no course there, and in the free subscription, you only get one course. But that's great, because you can get started with that one course. So we're going to add the new course. I'm going to call it Gentle Pilates, can't spell, for beginners. Give my instructor name, and you can put a description in if you want to. This is where you could, this is the actual link here for the for using it. It'll either be used from your sales page, which in this case we'll use it straight from the sales page, but you could just give somebody a link with this path. Use this path as the link. So I'm just going to call it Pilates, and that's it. Then you've got default theme, so we can give it a color. I'm going to give it purple, and you can change the font if you want to. You've got lots of choices. Plus, you could upload a photo of yourself. You could also upload your logo and a course cover. So it always makes it look a bit more professional. The sales page I'm going to come back to later. This will be where you actually make the sale, and then you'll link it to the course, so they get the course straight away. They get a login for their course straight away. So that's that. So I'm going to save. So make sure you save. It's nice and basic. And here we're just going to go into this. So this is where you're going to create the modules and the lectures. So the module is the top of the hierarchy, and the lectures come beneath it. So add a module. We're going to call it, I'd like to call this first one Welcome, and save that. Then we're going to go back into that Welcome, and we're going to add a lecture. So this lecture will be, let's say it's the welcome. Let's just put welcome to Gentle for beginners. We're just going to keep it really basic. We're going to select this basic template here, come down and save. So if we go back in, okay, let's just so we have a whole page of information. The best thing to do really is just to make a couple of changes and keep it really simple for you. So I can keep this video nice and short, and you'll just get to set up a very basic page. So let's go through this. This is your text. This is the title. And over the left-hand side, you've got all the information on the settings. So here you could put main title, Gentle Pilates Beginners, and then click on the next one. This one I actually don't want, so I'm going to delete that, and then I'm just going to explain to you. So you've got sections. So this is a section. So you could, if you wanted to delete that whole section, you can go across and delete it. I'm not going to do that, obviously. And this is, so next thing is you've got text. You've also got a row as well. I tend to put rows in to hold things like the videos, etc. So let's just come into here, Gentle Pilates Beginners, and I'm just going to quickly put welcome. And keep saving your changes. That's a very good tip, because you don't want to lose anything. We're going to come down to here, which is that they've already put a video, which is great because that's what you probably want to do, and put your own videos in. So we put the video, so they put the video in. And so what you could do is, if you click on that video, you'll see it's a direct link, and there's the YouTube actual web link. So if you were to come into here, you could upload a file as well. So if you have a file actually in your filing system, you could use that instead. So it depends on how you work with your videos, where you get them from, etc. And that's really all you need to know with regard to the videos. And it's mainly videos that you're probably going to be using. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video, and I'm just going to delete most of the text, but I'll leave a little bit just to show you how to do that. So there's quite a bit that you could delete if you don't want it, especially for the welcome template. And what you do is you'll hover over and just make sure, so for this one, this is a row, so it's going to be in blue. Just make sure you can get over to this and delete and press OK. And this is a text line. And again, hover over, delete, image, delete. And this, because this is a whole row, very slow, you have to be a little bit careful. And then that's another, and then this is another piece of image. So now we're completely ready to go, and I'm just going to delete that last bit. We've saved the changes. I'm going to save them again just to check, and I'm going to come out. So that's my exit. Just going to make that, and you could add more lectures if you want to. But what we're going to do, I'm going to add another module. So this will be, let's say it's lesson 1. Get set up for Gentle Pilates. It could be like the equipment setup, etc., just to give them the background of what they need. You'll click on that, and then you're going to add a lecture. But rather than using this template, I'm just going to close that. If you're happier with the template that you've just created as the beginners, I would say to you, just duplicate it. So you confirm. So now you've got 2. And just take it over here. You can see you've got the crosses. Now drag it. Oh, drag it under there. There you go. And all we need to do is change in the settings, just change the name. Lesson 1, get set. So let's just say get set up. Get set up. Let's say, and then here I'm actually going to enable comments, and I'll show you what that means in a second. So to actually edit this, we're going to go into get set up, which is the name of it. And this is where we would change the title. And for this one, we might not want to put anything. We might just want to put, I don't know, let's put some crosses in and keep it rather than delete it. We might put something in there. And this is where you would change the video. So you would put in your new URL for the YouTube video or Vimeo, whatever you're using. and then you're pretty much good to go. So I'm going to save those changes, so it's very quick. And you could add more videos as well if you wanted to. And what I'll show you actually quickly, in case you want to do, would you want to do, you might want to do more videos on that page. So the best way to do that is just to click out at there. And I'm just going to add a row. So when you add something, just look at where it's going. That's it. There you go. And I've added a row here. And I'm going to click it again. So we've got to just remember there's two different ways. There's the elements, and then there's the kind of the what's actually in the row. So on the elements, I've done the row, haven't I? Yeah. Well, I've just clicked another one. There you go. Let's take the video. So now we're going to put another video in here. And actually, as we have another row, we could put something else in. So you could put something like you can do a carousel or just an image. Let's go back down. There's all sorts of things you could actually put in. You've got things like countdowns as well, which are great if you're advertising and for sales. So there's a carousel. Let's just put a carousel in. And that would be where you could drag and drop different slides for them to play. And again, just save the changes and come out. So now you've got the two modules, and yeah, that's it, 2 modules. So welcome and lesson 1, and we're pretty much good to go. If you want to have a quick look at how they would look live, you come across here to the 3 dots and you do a view. And so for your welcome screen, it shows you exactly what that looks like, and this is what the videos, and it will show you what's playing actually on the video. So that's great. So this is their video, which is great. And then you can just close down that, and then to the next one. The reason I want you to see this is because we ticked that box here that just now with regard to comments. So this is our second module. This is where we put the 2 videos in. And at the bottom, you can actually, the user can actually put in comments. So that's your area. And those comments then, if you're set up correctly in the settings, as we went through earlier, you'll get any comments will come through as an email to let you know, so you can stay in touch with them. And they can also complete. So if I just move, that's it, markers complete as well, which is great. So they know exactly where they are. All in all, it's very well done. Okay, so I'm just going to come back, stop sharing. So that we've set up the course. Now we're going to follow on from there and start setting up our sales funnel. Hello again. So in this lecture, this is actually an optional lecture. If you, from actually setting up the course and the lectures with the modules and lectures, if you're happy just to get on with that, that's absolutely fine, and work your way around Systeme and how you're going to add the lectures. Or you're welcome to join me now, look over my shoulder as it were, and we'll just get a small sort of course set up using a logo and bringing a video in and bringing a PDF document in as well. So it just gives you a gist, and also just looking at colors, how you change colors and fonts, etc. So it's because you want to use your own branding, and hopefully you've got that somewhere stored so you can just refer to that. And if you use something like a software package like Canva, which is what I use, then you'll have all your branding in there, and that just makes it a lot easier. Or you can actually put it into an Excel document or something like that. So you've got the hex, mainly it's for the colors because you need the hex numbers. So we're going to get started. So firstly, as normal, I'm going to share my screen. Let's come into the dashboard. So we're coming back to the dashboard. move myself out the way. So you've got your normal dashboard. This is where we're in the main dashboard at the moment. We're going to come across again to courses. And we've got our course here, Gentle Pilates for Beginners. So I'm just going to click on that. And that gives me the welcome, lecture, and lesson 1. And I've actually created a new lecture. So the get set up one would be just sort of maybe talking about props or what they might need, a mat, or whatever they might need to help them go through the course. This lecture here is the one that we're going to make some changes to, and hopefully just give you a gist of how you can do it quite easily on your own. So we're going to go into that. I've clicked on that. And so far we've just got this basic setup. I've copied it, so it's still saying get set up. And what I'm going to do is just put, I think I put it Gentle Pilates for abs. I just put for your abs. I mean, you could think of something a lot more exciting than that, I'm sure. And this I'm going to, you could put here, you could actually put in this video, it's a bit, I think I'd want to go a bit smaller. So that's fine. We can change the font size so I can make it just a bit smaller, but I'm going to do the line height. Yeah, well, we'll change that once we've put it in. And also, actually, I'll show you while I'm here to look at fonts. So we've got Google Fonts. I quite like Google Fonts, but obviously you have a choice. I like this one, Montserrat. Then you've got regular, plus you've got all sorts of, is it thickness, I suppose you'd call it. You've got the regular, which is what we're on at the moment. You could actually make it bold and italic. I mean, there's just so much choice. It's almost too much choice. And sometimes it's better just to keep it simple, especially at the beginning when you're first starting out. So this video will demonstrate how, and then I'll just do this. So whatever you want to put in. This video will demonstrate how, and so that's what you could do. So, and you can change that as I've just shown. So that's in your font. You could also, let's have a look, change the font color. And so the font color is actually in this block here. So you can go into this and you could change the color. So let's change it to a lovely purple. I've got to do that first. There you go. So you've got to swipe it first, and then you can change the color. And if you felt that was a little bit too close to the title, you can bring it down a bit. There you go. And then what we're going to do, just go back up again. This is, I would call this really our logo, their logo at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to bring your own logo in. So you're going to go into the upload and you're going to select file, and hopefully I'm actually in the right area. So you would find the file location. We're going to use this one and we're going to insert it. So that's quite a large logo at the moment. So this is where we come back to image size. I'm going to make it a little bit larger. But you want to think about continuity. So you want to ensure that whatever size you choose for this one, so I'll say I've got 173 here for image size, you want to try and maybe write that down and then keep it to the same for each page that you create or each lecture that you create, just to keep that, that continuity. And then I'm just going to save the changes. And then once it's saved, we can then And then, so here, this is where I'm going to bring in my own video. And so I've got the video is a, oh, that's interesting, actually. I'm just, okay, so I just had to find my video. So if you're going to bring in a YouTube video, you either need to have the YouTube link already in a document or something. If you're really well organized, then you'd have it maybe in a document ready. And that would be, I mean, that's being super efficient and having everything ready. But if you're not ready for it, and you can then go over into your YouTube channel, and this is the 4-minute video that I want to use for this demonstration purposes. So what I've just noticed is the video quality is SD, standard definition. Now, most videos that I upload these days are in HD, in higher quality, or some people actually use can actually upload into 4K. SD is not really well liked by YouTube, so it's better to always look for creating videos that will come up into HD. So that's just something I've noticed, which I hadn't realized. But anyway, let's go back to copying this video link. So I'm just going to copy it from here, and then I'm going to come back over to my editor, and I'm going to wipe that one out and then put this one in, and hopefully, yeah, so it actually shows you what you've actually, your thumbnail, etc. So this is all created in Canva. And then I'm going to save the changes. It just gives it a couple of seconds to save. Sometimes when it saves, I have to click again then to bring it up. So I'm not going to put more than one video in. So I'm going to get rid of this video. And then what we've got down here, that's your drag and drop, that's your slide. But what I want to do, so I'm just going to get rid of, you have to be careful when you get rid of things. And so down here, this is a row. And what I want to do is I want to add some text. So I come over to the left and I'm going to drag it over. And what the text is going to do is just going to tell them that there's a PDF, there's a document for them to potentially you could have a document that relates to the video for them to read, or it could be the notes, or even could be a transcript, for example. So I was just going to type in click the link here for the transcript of this video. And what you'll do is, so you'll put here, under the here, you want to just highlight wherever you want them to click. And then you're going to come onto this link button. And you have some choices, and there are different, you can actually put a link in as a URL. I find quite handy is to click the download key, so it links out to a file. And my file's already there actually, but what you do is you go into sec file under upload, and in my particular course creation folder, I've actually got it here to choose. So I would choose, this is actually my Systeme certificate, but I'm going to come out of there just a second because it's now in my files, and you would upload it and then you would insert it. And so that's there. So you won't see that at the moment. And I believe I'm just going to do that because that saves. Yeah, you need to save it. And then you need to save it. So if it's got a little red dot, then it means you need to save it. It hasn't been saved. So I'm going to save changes here. And now I've saved the changes, I'll be able to come out and test that. But before we do that, I just wanted to give you, just click and then come back up again. What you can do is you can play with the backgrounds. So within the section, you have choices. You can bring things down, back up again, bring the bottom, well, that would be right You won't be able to see that because that's right the way down. You can go to the left. You can come to the right, bring it over. So you can move the text and the images, etc., around. And then we've got background color. So at the moment, there's no color. You could bring in a gray. That's quite a nice background, actually. And so if you have any branding colors, then you'll probably have them noted somewhere. And there will be under, you want to keep them noted under the hex number. And once you've got those, especially if you use Canva and you use the paid version, then you can store them all. So, and it's great. And I tend to use about 4 or 5, well, 5 maximum branding colors. So if you look at my Nourish Fit Move, I've actually got the 4 colors, and I try and then use them. So this color here is being used. This one's being used here. There is some slightly, you know, this one isn't quite the color, but generally you want to try and stick to your branding colors, and it does really make a difference. Actually, it wasn't something I've ever thought of before. So yeah, that's your background color. So now that we have changed the background color and we're reasonably happy with what we've got, you just press on the eye. I haven't showed you this before. This kind of shows you how the user would see it, apart from this bit here, obviously. So this would be their screen, and then if we press this, so this is, and I've actually put the wrong video in, but it doesn't matter. It's just demonstrating that the video works. Okay. So that's all my videos there. And let's see what happens now. So this is this link that we created. We pulled the PDF in. So this is my certificate of completion for the Systeme course. And so yeah, so that's brought that in. So what you could do, if it was some transcript notes, you would be able to download that into wherever you want to download it. So you could print it off, or you could print it from here as well. So I just think it's very versatile, and it just is so easy to use. So we've saved the lectures and the modules, so we're all ready to go. There's one more thing that you need to do, and it's quite important. So at the moment, these lectures and the modules are actually inactive. And the great thing about that means that when you're developing it all, you can get it all together, test it all, and then you can activate it. So, or you can activate as you go along. In a sense, it doesn't really matter too much, but in this particular case, you could actually just activate it. So you'll come along here, just check whether you need to activate it. You don't need to activate that. And I think what you've noticed that you can actually create a quiz for each module. So you could actually create a quiz at the end of the module, just to test people's knowledge. And so depending on what the course is, I think that's a really great way to kind of ingrain that knowledge at the end of each module. So that's another option as well for the future. In this lecture, we've actually changed the text, we've changed the font of the text, we've added a video, and we've been able to test it and play it back. And we have created some text that links out to a PDF document, and we've tested that to check that that PDF document does show. So thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Hi there, I'm Jackie, and I'm back to show you how to create a tag in Systeme. I'm going to just give you a rough overview of what a tag is, and then we'll jump straight in and share my screen and show you how to do this. So a tag is a form of classification. In this case, we've got a Pilates course that we've created, and when we go to sell it, we want to be able to tag that the user has bought that particular Pilates course. For example, if you were selling a Pilates course, say a strength conditioning course, but something else, you could then classify exactly what they bought, and that will really help with your future email campaigns, because you can then specify and segment the email campaign to ensure that you're only targeting the correct segmentation of customers. I hope that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And then we're going to go straight into the system dashboard, just checking that you can see everything. I'm going to move myself down so I can see everything. So we're back in the dashboard of the course, or the course that you're creating. And interesting, I just thought I'd show you, this is the freemium account. This is the account that you would sign up with. And if you haven't already upgraded, you would have one tag available. And if you do want to upgrade, there is a great way of saving money. And I will have sent you the links with it where you can get 30% off. And actually, they will also, once you sign up, they'll send an email after a few days to sign up for a year's subscription, but with a really good discount. And that's showing it here as well, which is great. And that's the way that I pay for my account. Okay, so let's go back to the dashboard. So we're back on the main dashboard. We're just going to come across here to contacts, and then we're going to go into tags. We're going to create a tag. So the course that we're actually selling in this particular case is Gentle Pilates for Beginners. So you could put bought, let's click on it. Or anything you want to do. I mean, it could be a code, it could be anything, but whatever you feel that will help distinguish. And that's too long. So let's take that out. Let's see if that works. Brilliant. And that's your one tag that you can use on the freemium account. If you were to move up to the startup account, then you'll get 10 tags, which is really helpful. But yeah, so now that's your tag. And in our next session, we're going to look at how to create the sales order form. Hi, I'm Jackie, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to build a sales funnel in Systeme. So down below in the link, it will either be in the description or in the comments, there'll be a link that will give you a free template, a free sales order template that you can just download and use, which will be exactly the same as what I'm using here in this demonstration. Right, okay, so I'll take you first of all, let's just go to the main dashboard, just so you know where you are. And you'll come across to funnels. What we're looking for is the course package order form template. It's a bit of a long-winded explanation or title. And what you're going to do, well, I'll show you what we've got over here. You can literally just view it without being able to change it. So what I've given you is a template that you can change. And close it, you just close it there. You could duplicate it, you can share it. So if you were to share it, that would be this is what I've given to you, complete access to that particular funnel, so to do what you like with it. You can actually deactivate it. The settings as well are quite important. So in this case, you've got the name, it's in the currency of £sterling because I'm in the UK, although it's quite often these days people will actually sell in US dollars because it's such a well-used currency. So it's something that I'm moving to. But at the moment, that's all showing correctly for us. That's what we need. Obviously, if you need to change the currency, And this is something that they've actually brought in recently. You weren't able to change the currency originally, but they've made this very good update. So you can actually change it now if you need to. So I'm just going to save that. So now let's go in and edit the form. So this shows you here that you have an order page, which is what we're going to edit first. And you also have, I've given you a thank you page, very basic thank you page. And you have a few rules along here. We're really only going to use the step configuration and automation rules. That's all we're going to use at this point because we want to keep it as simple as possible. I'm going to come across here. We're going to edit page. And these are so much easier to read now. They used to be very small icons that were really hard to read and work out what they were. And so what I've given you here is I've given you a kind of a basic template, and it's a one-page order form. So you'll put any information that you want to kind of just reiterate what you're selling. And you could put some testimonials in here as well if you want to, or you can just remove them. So I'll take you through what you can do. Right. So here is where your logo could go. And this is, you hover over and it just shows an image. I'm going to go back to what I was showing earlier. So we've got a section. A section would be a whole section, which will take you down to there. So that's one whole section. And within the section, you've got the row. If you go back to that, there you go. That's your row. So it's at first it is a bit difficult because it's just working out how to work, to move all these pieces around. But if you were to put a row in, you can then add columns into the row. And a section is obviously the whole section that you start off with. So this is pretty much done for you, and it's better just to change what you've got here. And so I'll give you some indications of what you can change to suit your business. So I put this here, so you've got your image. I've obviously put a blank image in here. If you wanted to change it to your logo, you can just go into that little icon there, and you could upload, or you could put some images in. So I've got an image here, which is my logo. So you could just take that once you brought your own logo in, and then insert it. And as soon as you insert it, what you need to do is just come down to here and change the size. So it depends what size you want. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you actually if you go into select files as well. So then you would just be looking for your files. So I'm going to go into my Systeme course creation. So you could put anything that you have to go in, and that will upload for you. Okay, so I'm just going to close that. So that's where you're going to put your logo. Of course, you know that could be moved, but at this point, let's just keep it as simple as possible. Your email could go here, and you can literally just I pressed on text, and then you would just type it in. Whoops! You could just type your email. I'm just going to put .com just so you can see that I can type into it. And then I'm just going to click outside, just bring the hand over here. And this will be your title. So I'm just going to put that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the line height a little bit, because it just looks like it was a bit too close to the top. And again, if you come down to here, you can bring it down. So this is where you could type whatever you want to type for whatever you want to say. And then I've given you two pictures that you could put in here. So this one only shows on the desktop, and this one will show on the mobile. So I'm going to just, while we're talking about that, let's press on the image. So obviously at the moment it's a blank image, and again this is where you would come up to here and you'd put in your own images. And I'm going to come down to here. This is the desktop view, and you can also, what you want to check at the end is mobile view as well, which is great because I mean most people will be looking at this on a mobile, so it's always good. But I tend to start in desktop first. So okay, so yes, so you could put your images in, and you could put your name here, or you can just blank, you could just remove it. It's up to you. And then you might want to change the color, of course. So I'm going to press on the section. Did you see that? And then you can see here that you've got the background color, inner background color. So I'm going to just go on to there. I'm going to just change it to a very light color. Oh no, that's horrible. Yeah, let's put it into that color. And then let's just try, let's change this one. We'll go with that. Completely different, isn't it? Let's put that. That's a bit bright, but it doesn't matter. This is just, there you go. I'm happy with that. And that's where you change your background colors. So you've always got to click on, and then you can see that's the section. And then that's what you're working on. That's what I found quite hard at first, working out how to change background colors and things like that. And then you're going to come down to really the information that you want to actually show them. So here we are with the sort of the text headline. So again, you can just click on it and change the headline, and you can put any other text. Now, if you don't want to have all this information, just be careful when you delete, but you can, let's say we want to get rid of text headline. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes. Now, how about you might think, oh gosh, I shouldn't have deleted that. You should be able to just come back up to here to undo, and it brings it back in for you. So that's really helpful. And so you're going to come down here, you're going to put in whatever information you'd like to put, tell them what they're going to get, really sell it. Give them all the positives with the tick marks, etc. And that's from a list. So if I click on that. Bulleted list, yeah. So that's this here. So I would have dragged it in to give that bulleted list. And then down here, if you have got any testimonials, that's always really helpful. And you could just, again, you can change photos. You could remove the photos. If you want to remove the photo and just put some information in, you can do that. I'm just going to undo that. And over to the right hand side, I've actually already entered in really kind of how the order form is going to look. And I'll tell you what, that looks a little bit like let's just do that. No, that's the wrong one. Let's bring that down so it's not quite so close. The same with, so if I click that one again, bring, no, that's the wrong. It's interesting because sometimes you'll click on something and it's just working out sometimes. There you go. Just don't want to have it too clogged up. And obviously here you've got the first name, last name. So this is a form input. So this is your form input here. So you've got your first name, last name, email, street address, city postcode. And then you've got payment details as well. So this is, at the moment, this is just showing you some information, but it won't be live until you set up your payment plan, which is what we're going to do in a future video. So all of that's there. It's great because it's showing it's a secure checkout and all the different payment methods. And then we're going to come down to here. This is where you could put your own logo in. Along here, we have a number of bits of information with regard to refund policy, if you want to offer one, privacy policy, terms and conditions. And the best thing to do is just click on there. And then I'm just going to wipe or swipe along so it says terms. And then I'm just going to press on, this is the link key. And I'm going to download a file or PDF file called Terms and Conditions. So once they hover over that, they will be able to open. Let's just check that. They'll be able to open that PDF. And that's something you'd need to save. I need to save it. That's it. That's what I hadn't done. That's it. So now you can see if you hover over this one, you can see there's nothing underneath it, as it were. But with this one, I have actually done that. And you must always save it. See, we still make mistakes even when we've been using the product for a couple of years. And then here it's a text field. You could put your email in again if you want to, or you could delete it. So, but don't forget, if you do make a mistake, just come up to here and undo. And then the main thing, and really it's better to be doing this as you go along, is save your changes. I can't, count the number of times that I have actually forgotten to save changes. So yeah, and it does remind you though, to be honest. So I'm going to exit out of here. And then we'll go into the thank you page. The thank you page is very basic. So we've gone in to edit that page. So this has just got a little bit of this was the colouring. You want to ensure that this is set up so it's the colouring of your logo, or your logo of your business. So it depends what you've got. Actually, it might be and then you've got your tick there. So of course you could take that out if you want to. And then we've got just thank you for your purchase. Please check your email if you haven't received an email within an hour. Check your spam folder. Any questions, please email me. And then you could put your email address there. And down here at the bottom, I just need to move. Yeah, you could put your logo in if you want to. You've also got Facebook, you've got Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want to use. And it's up to you what you want to put in here. It's created on this is where you could put your affiliate link for Systeme.io. It's entirely up to you. And again, the colouring in the section, you can change the background colour if you want to. So what did we have with the other one? Did we have that one? Whatever it is. Anyway, we've changed it there. And then we're just going to save the changes. We're going to come out of there. I also wanted to show you, and I have shown you a little bit of this with regard to the fonts within the course creation, But when you want to, if you want to change your font, you can just hover over, and if you come over here, you can change the font size as well, which is it's so easy to do. But you can also change the font style as well. So you've got Google Fonts, Web Save, Custom Fonts. I tend to go for the Google ones. That's just easier. That's gone on to light. Thin. Okay. Quite like that, actually. Let's embolden it. Really dark. So you can do all sorts of things with the text, depending on what you're aiming for. You've even got, you can make it into a header 4, header 6 is small, header 1 is going to be your largest. And you can even, if you just hover over it, underline. Can't see any changes going on there with the actual italic, but I think it's already in italic style, and we're already emboldening it here. I think the thin looks quite nice. Yeah, I like that. So let's just try and see. Does that? No, it doesn't embolden. Oh, it's even thinner now. That's interesting. Yeah, so what I'd probably do is I would do most of my changes for regular, bold, or light, or whatever you want to change over here. And that should change for you automatically. That's just a little bit about fonts and how you can change them. So finally, thanks for your time. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to set up your price plan and link your tag in with the sales order. Hi, I'm Jackie, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a price plan in Systeme. I'm also going to show you how to link the course to the sales order funnel, as well as the tag that we created earlier. In this session, we are going to set up a price plan, most important, and after that, we'll then be able to link the price plan to this sales order within this step configuration. So you're in your funnels, and you're in your funnel to sell the course. And down here, we have lots of choices to set up resources. As you can see, there's a digital product. It's a digital product. I've already set this up, but I'm just so you know where you start before we go any further. So you're in step configuration, and you're going to come down to price plans. And this is where we'll move on to the next step, but this is where you'll actually set up your price plan. So here we want to choose a price plan type. So I'm just going to go in, and it's going to be a one-time payment. Choose an existing plan. Well, I don't want to choose an existing plan. I want to actually create one. Okay, so I've just popped into my live account because I'm linked into a payment gateway, so I can show you how to create the payment plan. Otherwise, if you haven't set one up, if you haven't linked out to your payment gateway, you won't be able to set up the payment plan. And obviously, we don't always, if you're giving a freebie away, you won't have to create a payment plan at all. So it would just depend on how you're running the course. So here we're going to create a new one. And the name. Now I think I've actually, yeah, so it's Gentle Pilates for Beginners. I'm going to give it a price plan name of the same thing. And the statement descriptor will be what's actually on the statement that the person will receive on their bank statement. So what you probably do, you'd probably have your, you might, depending on how much it will let you put in, you'd probably have your business name. And it might be a lot shorter than that. Let's just do I don't know what it's going to accept there. Price plan type, it's going to be a one-time only for this particular one. It's not going to be a subscription or anything. And the payment amount. So we're going to set up 2 price plans because we want to test one. And so for this payment amount, for this particular price plan, this will be the price plan that you want to set up for your actual course. So let's say it's 49. Oh, that's weird. 49.99. Let's just see what happens there. Okay, so I wonder why it's put that 0 there. It didn't used to do that. Business name, that's 22. It's got to be 22. So we'll just take it down a little bit. "22 characters. I'll just put business. It doesn't give you very much on the statement descriptor. There you go. So that's your first payment plan. Okay, so there you go. So you can see if you just hover over it, it's weird that it puts that 0 in front, but anyway, so that's price plan name, statement descriptor, price plan type, one time, and payment amount $49.99. Let's say you're going to charge that for your course. And what we're going to do is, so we've got that one, but what we want to do is I'm going to create a new one. Business. Because, and you might have this created, right? So actually what we're going to call it test amount. You're going to have to do a test to check everything's running smoothly. You don't want it to go wrong when the users are trying to pay their money in. So I'm just going to save that. So if I just hover, now it's £1. So you can test it and it will, £1 would be taken out of your account. You can test with Stripe, you can test and then withdraw it and cancel the transaction. But I think if you end up doing that too many times, I think I don't think they're very happy about that. I've done it a couple of times and I haven't had any problems, but it's probably better just to test it with £1 or $1 or whatever currency you're going to be using. So that's your price plan. So this time we're going to test it with the test amount, and then we'll have to go back in, which will be another video, just to change it to make sure that you're going to charge them the correct amount, not the £1. Hi there, back again, and I'm going to help you set up the resources this time. So that means actually linking to the course and also assigning the tag that you've created earlier to the sale. And I'm going to add in just one email that you can send when you initially make contact, because an email will come through automatically for them to set up their account with Systeme. But it's probably quite nice to send your own email, and you can even set up campaigns. But because we're trying to keep this as simple as possible, we're just going to send potentially one email at this point, because once they're tagged and they'll go into your contact list anyway. You'll be able to then set your own campaign up at a later date. Right, okay, so I'm going to, as usual, share my screen. Let's come into here. So this is our funnel that we created earlier. So we've got the step configuration and we have the digital products. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at resources first. And so I've just clicked on that plus key, and then I'm going to go into resources, and it's going to be a course, and the course is Gentle Pilates Beginners. That's the only one we've actually got on this account. So that's quite easy. And then access type, I'm going to give them full access, but you can give them partial access, and you can also drip content. So it just depends. this is quite good here. They're adding more sort of extra additions all the time. So grant access on a specific date. So that would be good if you were launching a course, but you weren't launching it until a certain time. But the other one is the expiration delay in delays. So you could, if I just put this, access to the course will be cancelled after this delay, starting from the date of purchase. So you could say, I'm going to give you a free 7-day trial of the course, or I'm going to give you a 7-day trial for $1.99 or whatever it may be. And then it will then cut off at the end of that. So it's very flexible, very versatile. Let's save that. And then I'm going to come on to price plans shortly. So now we've set up the course, so it links in with the sales order funnel, just checking that your price plan is set up okay. So although we created 2 different payments earlier, just want to check that you've ensured that you've got the one-time payment in, which is the price plan called test amount, which will be for $1 or £1 or whatever your currency is. So just ensuring that you've got the right one in before we run our live test. So I hope that all made sense. And in the next video, we're going to link the course that you've created with the sales order funnel. Hi, I'm Jackie, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to link the sales funnel with the course that you've created in Systeme. Just before we carry out our live test, is link the sales funnel with the course. So when they've paid for the funnel, they'll be given automatic access to the course. So let's just pop in back into our screen. And I'm going to come across to products and then back to my course. And we're just going to look at the settings. So this will be the overall settings. And what we do is we come down. So we set all this up earlier. And we're going to choose the course funnel that we created, that we've been setting up. And then save it up here. Changes saved. And that's it, you're done, and you're now ready to perform your live test. So I hope that's all made sense. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to run the live test, which is always very exciting, just to check that it's all running through smoothly, and then we can definitely go live. Hello, I'm Jackie, and today I'm going to show you how to run a live test on your Systeme funnel. What I'd like to do first is take you back in and just go through viewing the funnel before we actually test it live, just in case. So if you come up to, you could either do view funnel set or view funnel, but let's just view the funnel. This will give you a view of it. So yours would obviously look very different to mine. And we just want to check that the credit card information is coming up correctly, and the information that we need to put in, and that our £1 or our $1, whatever you want to charge for your test, is coming through. And I can see that that looks all okay. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to close that down. Now, what we need to do now is we need to create a new session, as in a new web browser. So I can't, yes, I can do it. There you go. I'm in incognito at the moment, so don't worry about that. That's not an issue. You'll just be in your normal browser. And I'm just going to go back to the order form. So you're in that front page of the funnel. Yeah, and you've got the title. Now here is where you would have your information of the funnel name. You might have sort of a few digits, but I've just renamed it. I'm going to copy it here. So you just press onto there, copy to clipboard, and then I'm going to try and go up to here. And then I'm going to right click and paste. Just bring that back down again. So this is live. This is what they'll see. And obviously this is being tested on a desktop. It's not being tested on your mobile phone. So I'd always get you to test it on your mobile phone as well. Potentially, I would do a transaction, a $1 or £1 transaction. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just stop the video for a second while I'm putting the information in. Okay, so I'm back. I just put the details in. It did actually ask me for my particular bank, which is HSBC, it did actually ask me to confirm the transaction.
So thank you for following through this video. You've done really well because it's over an hour, but what you've accomplished is an awful lot. You've managed to set up your Systeme.io account. You've created a course. You've used my template and modified it to what you would like to use. And you've also created a price plan, created your tag and linked the sales order with the course. Plus, you've actually managed to test it, hopefully successfully. So I'm really looking forward to finding out how you do with the course. So let me know in the comments if you've got any questions, or if you'd just like to let me know how you're doing with the course, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. So thank you for your time. If you did enjoy this video, please subscribe to my channel, link down below, and I will see you in the next video.